this all began on August 6th when Governor Wolf ended a press conference by answering a legitimate, good question from a reporter who asked if there was any guidance available regarding spectators, specifically parents, at the PIAA events coming up this fall. It was then that he first recommended that school sports not occur until at least January 1st. I don't have to tell anybody here, that announcement it created shockwaves throughout the athletic community in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And the reason for that, I think, is because most adults understand the value of student activities. Not just athletics, but all student activities. The benefits of our children participating in these activities are undeniable. And that's because study after study points to those who participate in sports and extracurricular activities do better in school. They have higher GPA. They have better standardized test scores. They have better attendance, lower dropout rates. And for some, the possibility of moving on to higher education opportunities. While participating in these activities, these students, they learn about self-discipline. They learn how to work with other people that are different than them. They understand, while they're participating in these sports, that they're going to sometimes fail. That's a tough lesson in life, learning how to lose, and then how to pick yourself back up, figure out what you did wrong, and find a path towards success. That's a crucial, crucial life skill that if we don't have fall sports at some level, we're taking away from our children this year. So I gotta tell you, I was personally taken back by the governor and his statement when I realized he didn't even have a conversation with two entities that I would say are really important to talk to about this issue. The first, the PIAA, the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. The PIAA has been the managing and governing organization of school sports in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania for over 100 years. Over 100 years. Their members, their voting members, are made up of our local school district members. It's a statewide organization that's sole responsibility is to consider how to make sports in Pennsylvania both fair and safe. Aside from parents themselves, there is no organization more invested in making certain that kids are safe in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania when on the field of play. The second group I would have talked to if I were the governor would be our local school boards, our locally elected officials. These folks are elected every other year in these communities that they serve. They know the students, they know the teachers, they know the administrators, they know the facilities, and they know what's going on in their community. It's appropriate to empower them to make decisions about how to return to fall sports and ultimately what safety precautions need to be taken at that level. Therefore, my legislative proposal, House Bill 2787, would guarantee that school boards make these decisions. Not the governor, not us, but those locally elected officials on the ground. Look, this is not a novel concept. This is the actual premise the governor used to open up our schools in the fall. He turned it over a few months ago to our local school district and said, look, you're the professionals. Figure out what works for your community. And then come up with that plan, submit it, and move forward. Sports should be no different. Look, I think this approach recognizes that what works in Philly might not work in Pittsburgh. What works in Pittsburgh might not work in Scranton or Erie. I think we need to let them play as best they can. Let these kids play. Hey, and before I turn it over to my colleague who has the next bill in this package of legislation, I also just have to recognize they made the trip out here with me. My oldest daughter couldn't be with us, but my son and my daughter, Michael and Claire Reese, are way up top up there. Wave, say hello to everybody. And Michael is a football player. He's been practicing at Mount Pleasant with the junior high program. They've taken lots of safety protocols, taking his temperature before he starts, asking him a few screening questions. Coach Greg Guzzi, along with the head coach there, they're doing things right. I'd like to see that continue. And of course, Claire is a cheerleader. She's hoping for a chance to cheer at some level this fall.